Excuse me. Hey guys, how you doing? Well, this is video number 3 after I heard another outrageous thing that I need to respond to. Okay. There was talk about the El Paso shooter that he heard President Trump's reactions to the invasion, of immigrants as our enemy. And in his fevered way of thinking, he twisted that and made it into something that was not what President Trump intended. First of all, the word invasion was the correct word based on what President Trump was describing. President Trump was describing that instead of the legal flow of immigrants, coming through proper and legal channels, we had huge caravans of thousands and thousands of people all at once and overwhelming the border. That is an invasion. No matter how you look at it, that is an invasion. Just like there were so many people who stormed the beaches at Normandy. That's called an invasion also, but that's an invasion of the good. This is an invasion of the unsure, because there are so many people in those caravans, thousands and tens of thousands of people. Nobody knew anything about any of them. So basically President Trump was saying, whoa, we gotta stop this. We have to stop this before we lose our sovereignty and before we're overrun with people, total strangers. Now, they're talking about xenophobia. They're strangers. But guess what? You know what a stranger is? A stranger is a friend you know nothing about. A stranger is a friend that you just met. That's a stranger. And nobody knew who was in these caravans. Nobody. And how many people, how people would sneak in the crowd. I remember watching a few movies where a gunman holds people hostages. And what was this, Dog Day Afternoon, I think it was? Or it was an episode of something, I forget. But there was a gunman who was holding hostages. And the police and those on the outside did not know what he looked like. All they knew was what he did. And so, what did he do? He lets all the hostages gone and walks with them. And so there's like maybe 20 or 30 hostages, and then he walks with them out to freedom, right? So the police, they say, hold your fire, don't shoot, the hostage is being released. And so the hostages come on, and because nobody knew who the shooter was or who the kidnapper was that held the hostages, so he looked like a regular person. So he passed himself along as a hostage to avoid being captured by the police. And so after the hostages are released, they go into the building and find it completely and totally empty. Where did he go? Oh my God. He snuck out with his hostages. He passing himself all along as a hostage. So by pretending to be one of the hostages, the gunman or the one who kept them hostage just walked out with them and acted like he was one of the hostages. And that's what they do. And so we had a caravan where we didn't know who was coming in. We probably had good people and bad people, but if you're good people, don't break our laws. Once you break our laws to come into the country, then you have no respect for our laws while being in this country. If you want to come into the country, you have to abide by our laws. And you do so by coming in legally. And that's what President Trump has been saying over and over and over and over again. We welcome immigrants. We welcome strangers to come into our country. But you have to be vetted. You have to come in through legal channels. You must come in the right way. Ring the damn doorbell. Don't just break in the window. Okay? Ring the doorbell and be invited in. Don't break in. Don't jimmy the lock and sneak yourself in. And then hide in a closet or whatever. Which is what this was. So he took the gunman took the word invasion to mean anybody coming into the country from Mexico who may or may not be Mexican, but they're coming through Mexico. Okay, I said this once before when they accused Trump of saying that Mexicans were rapists. No, he did not say that. He said that MS-13 gang members were coming in through the United States-Mexico border. Okay, he did not, and they're rapists. They're horrible rapists who do unimaginable violence against their victims. MS-13 gang members were coming in through the Mexico border, coming to our southern border. So somebody twisted that around and made it seem like Trump said that all Mexicans are rapists, when that's not true. Not true. It's the MS-13 gang members who are the rapists, who've been coming through the Mexico border. So all he basically said was, it wasn't an invasion, it was thousands of people coming in all at once. Do you want the tens of thousands of people breaking into your house? You'd call that an invasion, wouldn't you? Invasion can be applied to so many things. Invasion of bees to a town. Let's say there's this huge swarm of bees coming in. So we're talking about tens of thousands of bees in a swarm. And they're coming into your town. You'd call that an invasion. Okay. Invasion does not have one, it basically has one meaning, but it can be applied to so many different things, to so many different situations. And it wasn't Trump saying that, and this is where those on the left are accusing President Trump of being xenophobic. That's not true. Okay. He wants people coming into the United States for a better life. He wants that. He has said that many, many times. We want people to come in and contribute to our society and work at the jobs being offered them. Come in the right way. We want good people into our country. We don't want bad people into our country. You want a good person to come into your house or a bad person to come into your house. You want a good person, right? Well, so does Trump. President Trump wants good people coming to our country. But to be a good person, you have to come in the right way. You have to come in through legal channels. You cannot just storm through the border any more than you want somebody storming into your house. Right? So I just want to correct that. This notion that President Trump is anti-immigrant. He's not anti-immigrant. He's anti-illegal immigrant. There's a major difference between immigrant, legal immigrant, and illegal immigrant. So, like you have good cops and you have bad cops. You have good immigrants and you got bad immigrants. Right? Good kids and bad kids. Good politician and bad politician. You know, it's so there's a difference between legal and illegal. So Trump is against illegal immigration. You want a better life, you want some of the action, you want a piece of the American dream, then apply for citizenship. Go through the legal channels. And once you're approved, like somebody I know has been approved, we welcome you with open arms. And we love having you here. And I've said that a few times. Welcome to America. And I hope you enjoy all the benefits that the United States has to offer you. You came in through the right way. You came in through legal channels. You applied for citizenship. You got your visas. And you got your citizenship papers. Boom. Love it. Love to have you. You want a better life, and you come legally as a legal immigrant, okay? Then you are a naturalized citizen, right? So he, like so many Democrats, took what Trump says and just twists it around, puts words in his mouth that he didn't say. Just like Mr. Robert Francis O'Rourke put words in President Trump's mouth that he did not say. Okay, about Charlottesville. Okay, he put words in President Trump's mouth. He didn't say that after Charlottesville. And just like this crazed, sick individual, this evil person, took what President Trump said and twisted it to make it seem like Trump said something he didn't say. So, that's really all I wanted to respond to. That I just learned after watching the news that part of the manifesto that the Texas shooter said part of quoted Trump as saying something he didn't say. He did say it was an invasion, but he's taking it out of context. He wasn't saying that the immigrants are an invasion. He's saying that the caravans were an invasion. Just like that SJW that I saw on TV a few years ago. People are not illegal. No. They're not saying illegal people. They're saying illegal immigrants. Okay? Nothing was said about illegal people. They're talking about illegal immigrants. Okay? Coming into proper channels. You're a legal immigrant, and we welcome legal immigration, not illegal immigration. And the Democrats are even acknowledging that what the invasion of illegal immigrants was being illegal because they want to decriminalize the border. So that means you have to be a criminal to decriminalize. Has to be a crime for you to decriminalize it. You can't decriminalize something that's not a crime, right? You only decriminalize what is a crime. So the Democrats are acknowledging that by crossing the border, like the caravans did, as an invasion, that is a crime. And on top of that, many of the asylum cases were dismissed as being fraudulent claims. So, not only did they come into the border not through legal channels, breaking our laws in the process, but they filed fraudulent claims. So thereby you have a double whammy. Coming in illegally and making a fraudulent claim. Double whammy. We don't want people in our country doing that. Hell, we got a lot of people like that now. We don't need more of that. Matter of fact, we need less of it. We got to stop people from committing fraud. And by making fraudulent claims and being denied asylum because of fraudulent claims, that's already a double whammy right there. Okay? So this is why President Trump has a strong stance on this. Because he wants legal immigration. He wants people to come into our country from other countries who want a better life, but come to the country legally, through legal channels, not through fraudulent asylum claims. Because that hinders the asylum seekers who have legitimate asylum claims. I heard that on the news too. That the judges and the courts, in trying to hear all these asylum claims, the real asylum claims are being buried under all the fraudulent asylum claims. So it's not fair to them. It's not fair to them. So basically this is very selfish on the fraudulent asylum seeker. Very selfish on their part, because they're hindering true asylum seekers who have legitimate asylum claims and who would be approved and awarded asylum status. So if you're going to come into our country under the guise of fraud, that's not the way to come into our country. We don't want somebody like that. We want good people who respect our laws and who come through legal channels and who are honest about why you want to come to America. We want you to be honest. And this is part of the reason why I fight back against these things. To be honest, honestly, I don't want to tell a lie, and all these. To be honest, I hate these phrases. I hate them. I hate all these phrases because it suggests that you've been lying all along, and for this one time you'll be truthful. And only for this time, and then I'll go back to lying. That is the suggestion behind, to be honest, honestly, I don't want to lie. To tell you the truth, all these suggest that you have been lying all this time, but for this situation, you're going to tell the truth, and then you're going to go back to lying. And then we wonder why there's so many fraudulent claims, fraudulent asylum claims. So come to our country. Yes, come to our country. We welcome immigrants who come in honestly and through legal channels. Be honest. Are you coming to America because you really are in fear of your life? And why are you going to 2 other countries to get to this one? See, that's the thing that are now being asked. And what President Trump is trying to do is that you're claiming asylum? Good. Apply for asylum in Mexico. Apply for asylum in the countries on the way to the United States who are safe, like the United States is safe, or what they suggested. You want asylum? You want asylum? You want to be safe? Apply for asylum in Mexico. Why do you have to go through Mexico to get to the United States to apply for asylum? Are you under clear in Mexico? You're just passing through. Yeah, if you would try to apply for citizenship in Mexico, hell, you might have a great life in Mexico. There are a lot of great Mexicans, a lot of great people down there. Yeah, there's some bad ones. Hey, there's bad ones here too. Every place you got good and bad. Just like the Paul McCartney, Stevie Wonder song, Ebony and Ivory. There is good and bad in everyone. And it's true. The United States has good and bad. Mexicans have good and bad. What was in Charlottesville, there were good and bad on both sides. So actually you have four groups, count them, four groups in Charlottesville. You had good on the right, good on the left, bad on the right, bad on the left. Four groups in Charlottesville. I think that's why Charlottesville was so huge, because you had four groups of people. Remember, I'm a student of sociology. I understand sociology and psychology. And here in sociology, you had four groups. Good on the left, good on the right, bad on the left, and bad on the right. Or you could say it, good on the left and bad on the left. Good on the right and bad on the right. Either way, it's like multiplication and addition. 2 plus 3 equals 3 plus 2. 2 times 3 equals 3 times 2. And then you have 2 divided by 3 versus 3 divided by 2. And you have 2 minus 3, also 2 minus 3. Or 3 minus 2, yeah. You have four groups. Good and bad on either side. And that was basically what Trump was saying after Charlottesville. There were good and bad on both sides. Four groups. Good and bad on both sides. Good on the left, good on the right. Bad on the left, bad on the right. Or good on the left and bad on the left. Good on the right and bad on the right. They're still the same four groups. Hey, this is Sesame Street counting here. Sesame Street counting here. Just arrange the blocks. Still the same number of blocks, no matter which way you do it. When you're doing a geometry, right? You got width and length. You could say 2 lengths and 2 widths, or you could say width and length and width and length. Still 2 measurements. 4 measurements. I'm sorry. See, I was goofed on that. Okay, 4 measurements. Length, width. Length and width, and width and length. Still 4 measurements. No matter how you arrange it, the association property in mathematics is constant. Good people on both sides, bad people on both sides. Good and bad on the right, good and bad on the left. Right? So, invasion was the appropriate word to use to describe the huge caravan of tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people, all at once. What would you call that? Would you call that a little party? Or would you call that a huge invasion? How would you like to have 100,000 people storming into your house? Or would you rather have one person ringing the doorbell, one person at a time? Makes me think of that police video I saw once, where this huge group came into a store and just went all around the store, overwhelming the clerk. And this is not inciting anything, because this actually did make the news. Doesn't happen all that often, but anytime you have a huge group of people, and when I say huge, I mean huge. I mean hundreds of thousands of people all at once, storming your front door on your property. Wouldn't you call that an invasion? You'd call the police, wouldn't you? Say, oh my God, there's a swarm of people out there. My God, it's an invasion. My privacy is being threatened because there's tens of thousands of people on my front lawn storming my house. They're in my house, they're ransacking everything. I don't even think my house could withhold all of them. There's about 3,000 in the living room, 2,000 in the bedroom, 2,200 in the bathroom, 2,000 in the living room, 2,000 in the dining room, 7,000 in the kitchen, and a few hundred in each closet. Wouldn't you call that an invasion? So that's really what the word invasion was referring to. Not people coming in, but the number of people coming in at one time. And this has been explained last year when it happened. So we're still talking about what happened last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. My God, you people on the left are worse than my own family when they just take an event or a situation of the past and keep talking about it and milking it and keep making it relevant. And it's like, oh my God, and you accuse me of all dwelling on the past. You people just keep living it. You wallow in it. You keep breathing life into something that is in the annals of history, and you're still milking it. And you want to talk about moving forward? Yeah, they're talking about moving forward while they keep dwelling on the past. I mean, that is really something. To keep mentioning the past, to keep talking about the past, and usually the past in error, okay, and talking about moving forward at the same time, makes me think of the Abbott and Costello routine about go ahead and back up. How can you go ahead and then back up? All right, back up. Okay, go ahead. Now want me to back up, then go forward. You want me to go ahead and back up? How can I go forward and back up at the same time? You can't go ahead and go back at the same time. All right, back up, go ahead. So this is what the Democrats are doing. Keep talking about erroneous comments of the past while in the same breath talk about let's move forward. You know, so anyway, actually I wasn't planning on having this last as long as it did. But it was just, when I heard that comment about about another misquoting of President Trump, referring to the invasion, and this time it's not the Democrats saying it, it's the gunman saying it. The gunman was referring to what he thought President Trump said. Okay, and what he meant by that. See, these people don't know how to listen. They don't know how to listen. They take one word out of context and then just do a spin on it and create a whole narrative on it. You know, totally out of context, and make Trump say something he didn't say. You know. Now, I know I had bad communication problems when I was younger, but not like this, not this bad. This is real bad communication skills. Very bad communication skills. Not good in listening at all. Not at all. But I tell you, the Democrats do what my family used to do. Take little things out of context and do a spin on it. And say, wait a minute, I didn't say that. Now you're making me say something I didn't say. And Democrats are doing the same thing. Same thing my family used to do. And other people used to do. So, that's really all I want to say. Now, I'm completely and totally exhausted, having talked about this. And underlying all of this is my profound sadness of the communities that have been disrupted by two sick, evil people. And yes, Trump had nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. Nothing. 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 Okay. That's all I wanted to say. And now I got all this off my chest. And let's stop with the hate, huh? Could you do that for me, please? Do me a favor. Stop lying. Be truthful. Stop hating. Just for today. That's all. That's all I'm asking for today. Don't hate somebody. Don't hate that person. For today. And then tomorrow, choose not to hate. And keep choosing not to hate. And choose to love. I think that Congresswoman, that presidential hopeful during the debates, I think she's onto something, and I think she will win. Because while everybody was eating themselves up, there's one voice on that debate stage who could beat Donald Trump. I really do. Because she talks about love. Loving other people and not hating. So let's stop with hating President Trump. Let's stop with hating Republicans. Let's stop with hating police. Let's stop with hating Border Control. Let's stop with hating conservatives. Let's stop with the hating of Christmas. Let's stop with the hate. Let's stop with the hate. Stop hating. Just stop it. Make a conscious decision and stop it. Now, I'm not saying that she will win against Donald Trump. And believe me, I would much rather have Trump go for another 4 years. But I think this one candidate, she's got the right message. Stop hating. She's saying Trump is spreading the hate. Trump isn't spreading the hate. The left is. The left is. Hate against Trump. Hate against police. Hate against Christmas. 4th of July. The flags. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. To stop hating and start loving. We need the hippies again. We need the hippies. Where are the hippies? I'll tell you where the hippies are. The hippies are about to collect Social Security. That's where the hippies are. But the message is correct. Love. Just love. Love one another. Love and respect each other. Don't hate. Don't hate anymore. It doesn't help anybody. If you could stop with the hate, stop hating the police, stop hating Republicans, stop hating Trump, stop hating Border Patrol, stop hating anybody and start loving them. I just remembered something that's in the Christian Bible. And it's in the Christian Bible where Jesus is quoted as saying, do not hate your enemies, love them. And that you're hearing from a Jewish person. The message is correct. Do not hate somebody. Love them. No matter who they are. Love and respect them. You may disagree with them, and that's okay. Just don't hate them. Do not hate anybody. Just love them and respect them. Because they're somebody's mother, father, brother, sister, son, daughter, nephew, cousin, best friend, employee, employer, bosom buddy. Every human being is a universe, is a world. You eliminate that world, it will affect other people's lives. My dad's death affected a lot of lives. So, let's stop with the hating, huh? Do me a favor and do that for me, please. Don't hate anybody. Just love them. Love them and respect them. And if he or she has a different opinion, that's perfectly okay. They have every right to their opinion like you're entitled to yours. Both opinions are valid because they're opinions, not facts. And you can have an opinion different to somebody else and still love them, even though they have a different take on it, different opinion on it. So, that's my message to you. And I hope that in this message I can make a difference. I hope to be able to make a difference out of this horrible tragedy. If I could do my part in trying to improve matters, I will do everything I can to do it. And my message is simple. It's a simple message. Don't hate. Don't hate another person. Love them and respect them. Okay. I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And I pray for those communities that as they come together, they can heal. This is a tragedy that I'm glad President Trump spoke about and condemned hatred. And this hopefully can eliminate Mr. O'Rourke's claim that President Trump was saying that these certain groups were buying people. Because that's not what President Trump said. So, I stand with President Trump. And I agree with what he said today. Condemn any form of racial or bigotry. Condemn it. Don't glorify it. And also not the violence. Antifa is a violent group attacking an Asian American. Let that sink in. That this group viciously, physically assaulted and attacked an Asian American. How do we know that wasn't a racial attack? We could say that. We could say that Antifa is racist against Asian Americans because he was Asian American. Right? And we could say that. Might as well, right? Because it's true. The man that they attacked was Asian American. So Antifa is racist against anti-Americans, and they will attack Asian Americans because that's what they did in Oregon. I forgot the name of the city. They attacked an Asian American. Antifa attacked an Asian American. That was a racist attack against an Asian American. So now other Asian Americans have to fear against Antifa. So good job, Antifa. Good job. Now you got a whole community of Asian Americans that are afraid that you might attack them. Because that's all they talk about, right? Everything's race, according to those on the left. Race, 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 race. Racist. It's racist. Everything's racist. And it just so happens that the man they attacked was an Asian man. So that was a racial attack. That was a racist attack against an Asian American. So, good job, guys. Good job. Okay. Take care and stop with the hate. Stop with the violence. And just respect each other and love each other. I don't want to see any more violence of one human being against another. And I'll end on this quote. I think it was said in an episode of Star Trek that the human being is the only race that preys upon itself. So, yeah, it's true. The human preys upon itself and attacks members of its own race. Human against human. Okay. So, let's stop that, okay? Do your best and stop that. Stop doing that. Stop attacking other human beings. Doesn't make you in a good light, does it? Or rather, it doesn't put you in a good light. Just like that church guy, because I wouldn't take his Christian literature, told me to burn in hell. I said, oh, that's very nice. That's very nice. Well, you know, with your attitude, I don't even want to go to your church if that's the way you treat people. And that's what I'm basically saying. Treat everybody with love and respect. And on that note, I'll see you soon. I'll see you later. Take care. Have a good one. And this is the only thing that Jerry Springer ever said right. Take care of yourself and each other. Take care. Bye.